Last week, we examined the application or misapplication by the central bank governor Godwin Emefiele of the powers of the bank to lend money to the federal government as Ways and Means advances. We must thank many of you who called into the program or who sent us text messages. Two observations stand out. One viewer said, Emefiele is not alone in committing the unpardonable illegality of granting Ways and Means advances outside of what is stipulated in the CBN Act. All the board members who are supposed to take decisions on Ways and Means advances are part of the illegality and should be made to pay for it alongside Emefiele. Now, the second contributor says, Wabweze, where were the CBN auditors when all these loans were being granted? And what did they say? Again, when and if the loans are repaid, into which and whose account will they be repaid? Is the CBN running a secret reserve? As we chew on these contributions, the Directorate of State Services, DSS, has said it will not be distracted in investigating and bringing Emefiele to book. What is DSS seeking to pin down Emefiele for? The DSS had raised a red flag of terrorism financing against Godwin Emefiele. In a suit number FHCABJCS 22552022, DSS had approached a federal high court in Abuja seeking an order to arrest and detain Emefiele. In his judgment delivered on December the 9th, 2022, declining to grant the order, His Lordship Justice John Soho considered the allegations which the DSS brought against Godwin Emefiele, which included terrorism financing, fraudulent activities, and involvement in economic crimes of national security dimension. Justice John Soho ruled that, and we quote, an application of this kind should have evidence of the approval of the respondent's boss, that such measures are authorized to be taken, end of quote.
If the DSS should have trust in the judiciary, they will not even mind even putting their evidence on record in writing and give to the judge. But apparently, they are also afraid that if they decide to do that, they would have exposed more than they wanted to, probably because of the nature of this kind of allegation, and just merely, saying that, look, we are investigating this. If there was enough trust, they ought to have taken the judge into confidence.
If for any reason the SSS decided to go to the court, they must have had some, encumbrance, from having access to him, or because of his, even though he doesn't have immunity, but because of his personality, decided to see how they can get this from the court. But the SSS too has not come out to say, yes, we applied to court for his arrest. They have not admitted it, they have not refuted it. So it really remains in the realm of speculation.
But in the kind of democracy Nigeria operates, could the DSS have commenced an investigation against the central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, without the knowledge of his boss, the president? Why is the president keeping mum?
As long as law is concerned, nobody can stop them. Except, of course, the president says, don't arrest, which I believe that he cannot do too.
It's a sign, that there is a disconnect in governance. Because, first of all, is it that the DSS did not brief the president first about their findings? Because I think that is the first thing the DSS ought to have done. The DSS, did they not brief the president that look at what we have found? And if they did, did the president believe them, or are there other considerations? For me, the mere fact that the DSS can go to the extent of even filing that case is enough for the president to weigh in.
There are those who say that the investigation of Emefiele was in fact authorized by the presidency. The challenge, though, is that as the secret police digs into the issue, people too close to the seat of power are being implicated. However, there are those who swear that it is all politics. Those who bring home ant-infested wood extend invitation to the lizards, they say. Emefiele took 3 political steps which drew him into the intrigues that go with the game. He obtained an APC membership form, which effectively made him a partisan. The CBN governor proceeded on May 5, 2022, to obtain the expression of interest and nomination form to contest the presidential ticket of APC. And to stave off wonderment and criticism, Emefiele headed to court on May 8, 2022, asking the court to declare him eligible to run for the presidency without resigning as governor of the central bank.
I think that there must be something serious enough. They must have something serious enough to warrant them to make that move. I have followed the DSS in this country very well and their operations. One thing I've come to understand, I know about them, is that when they make a move, they have information, reasonable information. And when you make such a move against such a person at that level of the stature of the CBN governor, I think that they actually do have something that they can rely on. Unfortunately, the court said they did not present enough facts, to the court to enable the court exercise that discretion, whether to grant or refuse the order. And that is worrisome for me too, because the DSS, here are in a kind of fix. They are not sure whether their investigations will be jeopardized if they give out more facts than they did. But for me, the mere fact that an organization of the level of the DSS can go after the central bank governor that reports to the president, I don't think it's something to be taken lightly.
But those who defend the CBN governor as being a victim of high-wire politics admit that Emefiele allowed his ambition to blind him to the dangers of politics in Nigeria. But does the Directorate of State Services make frivolous, unfounded, politically driven statements?
The SSS too, while reacting to the allegation, came out to say that they will not be distracted in carrying out their investigation. They have not told us the details of what they are investigating, just like both of us are sitting down here. But having worked in the State Security Service for 35 years, this is my 12th year in retirement. I don't think the SSS makes frivolous statements. And if I know with time, the SSS must come out with its own statement apart from the earlier reaction.
We cannot confirm the report that Emefiele, besides throwing his hat into the political ring, misstepped in another direction. Emefiele was alleged to have begun establishing a political machine which included his personal security outside of his own conventional police DSS cover as part of his preparations to hit the campaign trail. The money he was alleged to have released for this machinery was said to have raised eyebrows, causing the secret police to take more than a passing interest. Some of the money, it is alleged, unintendedly ended in the hands of terrorists who contrived to provide him security cover. For this terrorism financing, some analysts say the best bargain Emefiele may get will be losing his job and being a guest of the secret police for some time. There are those who, however, insist that Godwin Emefiele will end up in jail only if President Muhammadu Buhari would not mind who else goes with him.